Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Timestamps are located in the description box below, also in the pinned comment section below. Not watching Dynamite tonight, seen the match card. It looks like a dystopian hellhole. Active ingredient, dog water, 100%. And yeah, that just doesn't sit well with my stomach. So instead, we're going to replace this video with that video. I'll probably talk about Dynamite next week when they they're going to go to North Carolina, I think. When they do their Blood and Guts show, then I'll talk about it. At least then I'll have some roast material. Nevertheless, though, let's see what we're talking about today for today's video. Apparently, a wrestling is bitching, complaining, and groaning and moaning about WWE not paying his bills, even though he doesn't work for the company anymore. Apparently, also, Smackdown has hit record low viewership numbers. Under 1 million is fucking crazy work. Rusev is under fire for lying about shit that doesn't need to be lied over. Crazy. And apparently, AEW and the Dirt Sheets work together to push it down your throat that Tegan Nox is normal. It's normal to be in a normal relationship. Normal. We'll get to all of that within today's video. And we should probably start right now so I can get this shit over with. Shall we? Let's go. Okay, so I have to give you guys the backstory first before we actually go on, so you have a little bit of context, although I know some of you are aware, some of you are not aware, so shut your dick lips up and let me give the fucking context, okay? This is Luke Menzies, Ridge Holland, you know, that guy who used to be Butch. No, wait, was that Butch? No, that wasn't Butch. Butch was Pete Dunne, right? I don't know. I get my UK guys mixed up way too many fucking times. Okay, you'll recognize him as that guy that broke Big E's neck. Do you recognize him now? Because that's going to be his fucking legacy. Nevertheless, though, right? Homie ended up putting this tweet out about a month ago. Like I said, got to give you guys context. I've been informed that WWE will not be renewing my contract when it ends on November 14th. WWE are still going to cover my rehab from injury, but my guaranteed pay will end. Quite frustrating to say the least, as I cannot work for another 6 months due to the aforementioned injury, with a family of 5 to support. My career with WWE has been blighted by misfortune, but I'm still thankful and grateful for the opportunity and experience. The shining light that has always kept me going is the huge support from a handful of special human beings. Thank you. I'm unsure what lies ahead of me in terms of wrestling, but going forward, I will be working hard to heal up, and in that time, I will be launching my own online coaching business. Stay tuned. Cheers. Now you may be saying to yourselves, good on you, Mr. I broke Big E's neck. That's a great thing to be keeping your head on straight and going forward and pushing forward, and you're gonna start that coaching business, you're gonna make a lot of money, and you're not gonna be a broke nigga who has to support a family of 5, and you're damn sure not gonna go out of your way like you kind of did, a little bit throwing shade at WWE, but you're not gonna keep forwarding that message and pretending as if they're the reason behind the, fact that you aren't obviously good with money. Of course not. That's not the case, silly Billy. Everybody has to be a victim nowadays if it means you can capitalize on it in some which way or form or way. Blah, 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 blah. Play the video, okay? Play the video. Let's give more context to this story before we get into the major portion of this news article. Play the fucking video.
So, just a bit of an update. Next Tuesday, I've got to go to Birmingham, Alabama to have the cast cut off. Some more x-rays to make sure that the foot's all good and we can go possibly to partial weight bearing. But the kicker is that prior to the foot, I had a neck injury that I was going to get imaging for, and I got imaging for that post foot surgery. And I'm going to Birmingham also to see the neck specialist. So, I mean, worst case scenario, I need neck surgery, and I'm hoping for the best case scenario, which is injections, but I'm having some nerve impingement which is sending pain down my arm, so I'm a little bit apprehensive about what's going to happen, because it's just another kick in the balls really, but never rains it pours. So yeah, I'll keep you posted.
I'm gonna be a bit of a devil's advocate. I hate being the kind of person to play a milquetoast type of position when it comes to this, because I can see Ridge Holland's position, and it's like, yeah, that sucks. You got injured on the company's dime, and it's one of those situations where it's like, fuck, you still have a family you still have to provide for. Like, anybody who's worth their salt, any man in particular who's worth their salt, or a single parent, and anybody, right, who's struggling can relate to a situation like that, right? And like I said, I can see his point of view as far as, being somewhat angry about it, frustrated about it, right? Because he still wants to be able to make money to provide for his family. And now he's stuck in a position being injured, and there's nothing he can really do about it, right? But that's as far as I can go as far as having the sympathy, right? Because there are some things that I do have to bring into contention, that some people may say, oh no, you're kind of bootlicking for a company and stuff like that. No, it could be the other way around as well, right? Like, example, if WWE, which they've been in plenty of times, or even AEW, or any company for that matter, are in a position where you sign the dotted line, right? You put your name on the contract. I talked about this with Ray Phoenix in AEW as well when he left AEW. You decided to sign the contract, and you knew the consequences of that contract, and you knew where you were at as far as your position in WWE. Like, did you not save your money? Did you not put away your money? What did you do? Right? You were on the main roster for a little bit, so you had to make over at least $250,000 to $300,000. Did you not put any of it away? You went back down to NXT, so you were probably still in the lower six figures, at least, maybe 100 to 150,000, 200,000. Like, did you not put any of that money away? Like, there has to be a point in time where there has to be some kind of accountability. Now, again, I can understand the struggles, and quite frankly, I will say I don't know what bills he has to pay on his own, right? But what I am asking is, what did you do with all the money that you were being paid for over at least 5, 6, 7 years when working for the company? Like, are we allowed to ask that question, or do we just have to simply sit back and just accept the fact that Ridge Holland is now in this position and WWE put him in this position even though he signed the dotted line and he knew what they were all about? He's seen the releases, he's seen all this. Like, you've seen your position currently within the hierarchy of WWE. Like, how did you not see this coming? Why did you not see this coming? I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. Especially when you have a given superstar who could be in a position to fuck over WWE, and it's like, okay, well, everybody turns a blind eye to that. No, I like to be neutral, and I like to look at both sides, right? If the wrestler is fucking over the company, well, okay, that's just is what it is. WWE, you signed him. You put him in his position to garner this kind of name. They want to take it to AEW, or and vice versa. The superstar wants to take that name value to WWE. Good on them, right? Like I always say, make that money. Fuck the company. Make the money. The same thing can be said in reverse when it comes to the company and the wrestlers in themselves, right? You work for this company, you know what they're all about, and you make the decisions in order to move forward or progress through the company, knowing what position you are currently in at that moment. You can say all you want to all day, oh, fuck this company this, fuck this company that, but it still happened, and you still need to get on your grind, and you still need to make money for your family. Right? He put out this tweet right here. He's like, 14 days. Okay. That's something else that's bothering me too right now. That's another thing. Like, even though I can sympathize with your situation, like, I hate trauma dumping. That's that video was, talking about right there. And, he's been posting videos left and right, this whole woe is me stuff. It's like, dude, we get it. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to just continuously just trauma dump? And I don't know, maybe this is some way to get people to donate money to you or some shit like that. Or are you going to fucking do something about it? Like, I don't like shit like that. I don't. Even though I can empathize or sympathize, whatever word you want to use, with your situation, there does come a time where you have to kind of, do something about it. Or are you just going to sit there and bitch the entire time, right? No? Am I the only one who's saying this? Or anybody ballparking here? Here. Let's catch up to current days and stuff now, right? Because he did end up putting out this tweet. He said, I never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage. I feel like I've just been hung out to dry after getting injured, working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that, my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Yes, they're taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company. Plus the possibility of having to get my neck fused too. Talk about getting totally fucked. Yeah, but I mean, you didn't get totally fucked. Even by your own admission, the bare minimum was done, right? Like, they have a job to do. They cut their expenses. You're a statistic. That's just the way that it is. And you should have came into this company knowing all of that, right? And if you didn't know all of that, well, guess what? Now you know. So what are you going to do about it? Huh? They're paying for your expenses. They're paying for your injuries. Is there anything that you can do as far as a 9-to-5 in the meantime? Right? Like you said earlier, you were going to open up this coaching business. What happened to that? Like, where's the actual, I'm going to do something part? Like, constantly pointing out the problems it's not the solution. Great, you're pointing out the problem. Now, what are you going to do to fix it? Again, unless this is like some devious plan and you're just trying to farm sympathy so people can, I don't know, inevitably donate to you. Or maybe because obviously people are going to be sympathetic to this issue. Maybe that is what it is. I mean, you did end up, we'll get to that in a little bit. I'll save that for last. But yeah, it does continue, right? We got some responses from some people who were actually reflecting off of this. One guy says, he also played professional rugby for 10 years. It's not the same kind of pay as American professional sports, but it's 10 times what an average person makes. In those years, why did he never think to save for his future? He is either not telling the whole truth or bad with money. Now, I'm not going to sit here and speculate necessarily on whether or not, he didn't make enough money this or make enough money that. But again, I think that's worth speculating. I didn't know he played rugby. Okay, so that's something else then. Like, what do you... No, actually, I am going to speculate on that. I take that back. No, I am. What are you doing with your money, bro? I didn't know he played rugby on top of that as well. Like, even if you're like a low... I don't know, a lower on the totem pole in both WWE and rugby, like, for sure, if you were, decent with your money, you should for sure be in the 6 figures right about now, right? At least in the lower 6 figures if you saved your money accordingly. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, here's another comment. So, according to Sport Illustrated, $350K was minimum for main roster pay. You were there for 2 years, $700K, then dwindled to probably $150K for your extension, $850K minimum for 3 years, and you can't afford your mortgage. I think is what he meant to say. Think you fucked up, bro, if that's the case. I mean, yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, I wish I knew his expenses outright, at least for this conversation. I don't necessarily care outright, but in particular for this conversation, so I can at least, understand, if he's being good faith about this. Obviously, it doesn't matter anyways, because if he's talking about money, he clearly needs it. Here, we got one more comment that we have to read right now. This one says, I mean, you did drop Biggie on his neck and ended his career. Not saying it's good, you can't pay your mortgage, but you should have been fired for that incident alone. Man, that's obviously a retarded comment. I'm not going to highlight this comment here, but buddy just got told off anyways. Owen Hart broke Steve Austin's neck and bro was never fired. It's wrestling, accidents happen. And on top of that, the same way Owen Hart broke Steve Austin's neck, Steve Austin, bro, was a Chono's neck just like that. Like a couple of years prior to that, like in 92 or 93, right? So, yeah, no, you shouldn't be fired over that. Wrestling is wrestling. Obviously, it was an accident. I mean, although that's what's going to be his entire career and makeover. Yeah, some people call it karma. I don't. I call it just unfortunate, right? Although he is going to be known as the guy that broke Biggie's neck, and I will refer to him as the guy that broke Biggie's neck because it's funny. Not Biggie getting his neck broken. Well, kind of, that's funny too. But no, him being a complete retard. David Otunga ended up chiming in. He said, a lot of people have sent me this tweet, talking about the mortgage tweet, asking about the legal ramifications plus the moral obligation. Does the WWE have any legal repercussions based upon this? Does Luke, speaking about obviously Rich, have any rights in this independent contractor situation? And he says a breakdown is going to come soon. I'll probably talk about it when he actually puts out the video. I kind of regret the fact that I used legal mindset when I was going over the Roger Jackson stuff. I heard David Otunga did a video on that as well. Would have much prefer using someone in the business than someone out of the business, who are both lawyers. But I'll make up for that when he inevitably drops that video. And look, when it's all said and and done, the sympathy farming worked, right? The sympathy farming worked because, well, check this out. And look, good on the company, I guess, for looking out for them. But I don't think they're actually doing it out of the, goodness of their heart, at least in my opinion. Check this out. GCW has booked the former Ridge Holland, Luke Menzies, for a fan slam, which I don't know what that means. Maybe it might be, I don't know, like a meet and greet or something like that is what it sounds like. Although I could be wrong. But hey, good for you, bro. Like, you went out, you sympathy farmed, and you got a company to essentially use you as, I don't know, almost like a philanthropy, damn near. Like, oh, look, guys, look at us, guys. We're being helpful to this, down and out wrestler who obviously sounds like he didn't save his money. Let's bail him out for the consequences of his actions. Sure, I guess. Hey, look, if that was his goal all along, was to get into a position like this, sure, go for it, man. You're making money. You did what you needed to do. Fine. But, I don't know, for future reference, if you get yourself in this position, low be it for me to say, maybe be a little bit more decent with your money. I don't know. We're all adults in the end of the day. We all should make better decisions, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Smackdown last Friday night averaged its lowest viewership in the history on the USA Network with 933,000 viewers. That's rough, boys. That's rough. Ooh, look at this comment right here. That's so fucking creative. This person said the Ruthless Depression era. Based. The Ruthless Depression era. I'm gonna call it that for real now. Yo, that shit is sticking, homie. You just created a whole new fucking era. That's clever as fuck. I like that. Because it's true, man. Look, there's just look, and I need people to understand this when it comes to WWE, right? There's just way too little happening right now. Right? You can say that about professional wrestling as a whole, right? But speaking within the framing of WWE, there's just too little happening right now. You can sit there and say, "Oh, Devontae, this title turn that I like a lot. That means that they're doing more than AEW." Well, yeah, you can still do more than AEW, and it can still fall under the requirement of what I consider good professional wrestling. Like, I can piss on you and rather than shit on you, and I'm pretty sure you might appreciate me pissing on you rather than shitting on you. Feels like the lesser of the two evils, but I'm pretty sure you don't want me to piss on you as well, right? Yeah, same thing. Like, it's boring television. It's horrendous television. I'm trying to think of anything that they have quality that's going on right now. It feels like everything is so fucking boring. The women's division for me is absolutely fucking dead. Tag team wrestling has been dog shit for decades now, damn near. When it comes to the mid-card scene, I like Dominic Mysterio, but one person can't do everything, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You get to the main event scene. I haven't been paying attention too much to SmackDowns. I mean, I do watch SmackDown's main event scene. I mean, I'm not too keen intent as far as following each story, but I am aware of all the stories that are going on, and nothing is really capturing my attention very well. For Raw, nah. Just Paul Heyman and his thugs beating down CM Punk as far as the last time I seen it when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know, I just can't be bothered with wanting to care to watch SmackDown. I can't be bothered with wanting to watch wrestling in general nowadays, right? Like I said, everything that I see is going through the dirt sheets. And hey, if there are some fanboys out there who can stomach this bullshit television programming, by all rights, go for it. Like I said, I love the comment that someone made like a week ago in my community post where they said when it comes to AEW, it's just a bunch of flippy monkey heads, right? Going around and just doing random shit with absolutely no story attached to it whatsoever. And then you have WWE where it's just filtered, boring, just the most lamest, stalest fucking stories. Like, it's like you have one company that basically has no fucking stories. And then you have another company whose stories are just so unadulteratedly fucking boring that I just can't even bother to want to get myself into, right? Like, all this shit is garbage in the end of the day, man. So I'm not sitting here and pretending that I'm surprised that Smackdown has fallen so low. I mean, it was pretty fucking predictable. I mean, this is what happens when you have someone like Triple H at the fucking helm, right? I think that right there already just screams what happened. And you know what I love the most is that WWE, and they will inevitably do something that's going to be pretty cool, and it's going to be groundbreaking or whatever the case. Not even groundbreaking. Actually, I can't even say that. I mean, people don't even talk about the whole Seth Rollins turn with the Vision, right? That stable only lasted maybe a cup of coffee, and they turned on Seth Rollins, and really no one gave a shit. People cared about it like that one day, and no one talked about it pretty much going forward. Like, I don't even think Triple H even has it in him to legitimately even have stories like that going forward anymore, man. It's just so boring. Like, he doesn't even have that going for him. When you can't even use a random ass, special turn or whatever from a built up story that's been taking place for months. Never mind the fact that you rushed the fuck out of this story for obvious reasons with Seth Rollins' injury. I understand that. But it still doesn't take away the fact that you can have a turn like this and it still means absolutely nothing. Like, it just is what it is, man. People can say, oh, Devontae viewership numbers don't mean nothing. Yeah, right, you weren't saying that shit when I was shitting on AEW, so shut the fuck up here. Be consistent. That's a terrible fucking number. Oh, Devontae, it was Halloween. Yeah, probably. Maybe that could be a easier point to contend as far as, hey, they lost, that's why they're 67,000 under a million. But of course, okay, let's say that they had that over a million, right? Let's just say that they were over a million. Where would they be at with SmackDown right now if they were over a million? Still pretty fucking low, right? Maybe not under a million. You don't know that. I don't know that. But what I do know is if they were that far under a million on a Halloween night, they probably would have been pretty fucking close to 900,000 regardless if Halloween wasn't a thing, right? So miss me with that. And like I always said with AEW, you either have a good product or you don't have a good product, right? I wonder where they were sitting at during Halloween about 2 or 3 years ago, about 4 years ago. Above a million, I can tell you that much. So miss me with all the nonsenses and the fucking excuses. This product fucking sucks. WWE fucking sucks right now. All wrestling fucking sucks. And if you don't like it, tough shit.
Now, say ah.
Take a deep breath.
You're better than your mom at that.
There's a lot of rumors out there, but the problem
It's
is
for wrestling for you, man.
those rumors are spread by one person, by these dirt sheets, so-called dirt sheets, and they have no evidence, no proof, right? They just can go out there, run a story, and they can nothing can be traced back to them. Oh, I heard, I saw, So it's just clearly, if you judge this by this run, obviously it doesn't make any sense. Clearly, when I lost to Sammy Guevara the title, that didn't make any sense. When I lost to Daniel Bryan right after that didn't make any sense. When I lost to whoever, so let the people go back and review whatever I've done, and we talk about that.
Like, what are you doing, bro? You don't have to lie. Like, they really think that we are, like, stuck in the prehistoric times of professional wrestling. Like, they really do think to themselves, like, the internet doesn't fucking exist. And it's so unnecessary. But we'll talk about the unnecessary part in a minute. Rusev, you did. That's the only 2 people you lost to. I mean, 3 if you include Neville in that Fatal 4-Way match. But, I mean, as far as doing straight-up jobs, not including tag matches, Fatal 4-Ways, where you don't take the pin or anything, that's the only 2 jobs you did. Sammy Guevara and Bryan Danielson. Here, look, this person ended up calling him out on this as well. It's so stupid because you don't have to lie about it. Like, we all seen it with Ferrari. Say, look, this guy said Rusev's quote denying that he refused job is amazing. I guess he's retarded as well. That fucking grammar. When I lost to Sammy, when I lost to Bryan, when I lost to whoever, you know why he can't come up with a third example off the top of his head? Because there isn't one. Those are the only 2 jobs he did in 5 years. And this guy's absolutely correct. This is not something that's rocket science. You can look at the television programming for yourself and just watch the show. Rusev doesn't eat pinfalls like that. Like, it's fucking obvious. I don't know why that's what I'm saying. It's crazy to me that he lied about it. But, just to, do a little bit of research, I'm going to look this up in real time, and we can actually look at... Here, hang on. Typing this in right now. Rusev... Hang on, let me type this in. Did Rusev lose in AEW? Gonna look at the AI overview. Yes, the wrestler known as Rusev, or real name Miro, lost some matches during his time in AEW. He had a few notable losses against wrestlers like Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara, though he was primarily booked in a dominant way during his tenure with the company. Notable losses: he suffered losses to Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara. Guevara defeating him for the TNT Championship. Overall record: despite the losses, his win-loss record was positive, with a strong overall win rate of 25-2 in single matches often achieved through quick victories. There you go. I mean, and if you want to get even more, like, just to corroborate this, here's a website. I think it's called AEWresults.com, where it shows all the wrestlers' win and loss statistics, right? This is Rusev's right here, where it shows all, and mind you, this is the part that I don't understand, because looking through his database, again, I'll leave that link down in the description box below. Looking at his database, why would he job to these people? First off, he hasn't even had a lot of matches in AEW overall, from the looks of it. Like, looking at this whole little database that they have dredged up, he hasn't even had a lot of fucking matches at all within AEW. So it's like, it's already somewhat taken out of context when you talk about that, because it's like, okay, well, you only had 25 matches, right? And you're Rusev. What, you're going to lose 15 matches out of the fucking 25, right? That's fucking ludicrous. So it's like, that's already bad enough. But the people that he wrestled, look at this list. It's a bunch of fucking jobbers. Like, why would he job to any of these fucking losers? Like, these are all, like ham and eggers. Like, these are people who are probably local town heroes or some shit like that. They're probably jobbers to the local town heroes. That's how low in the total poll they are right here, right? Why would he lose to them? That's just common sense. But then again, that brings into contention, why is Rusev lying about this? Like, why are you lying? You chose to do this interview, so it's not like someone like, dug deep in the trenches in order to bring shit up directly in front of you. I'm pretty sure that happened in the past, but in regards to this interview right here, you answered the question. So you just deliberately fucking lied when you didn't have to. All these wrestlers are fucking losers that you wrestled against. You have no business doing jobs to them. And for any of the wrestlers like Darby Allin, for an example, who were kind of somewhat touching on this without outright saying it, he's a fucking idiot if he thinks you should be jobbing to fucking this guy, fucking John Leroy McGurk or whatever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, he doesn't have to job to John Leroy McGurk. Like, it's so dumb, bro, because all you do in the end of the day is, again, I keep saying this, and I feel like I keep harping on this these past couple of days. Not only do you hurt your own integrity, but any wrestler who feels the need to want to come out to dispute anything automatically gets the Meltzer treatment in regards to, why should I fucking listen to you when your buddy over here lied about something so fucking mundane? It just brings everything into consideration. Like, if you don't want people to care, if you don't want to talk about it, then just pass up on the question, like your homeboy Tony Khan did when you guys were still homeboys. I don't feel comfortable answering that. Next question. Yeah, I'm okay. It's okay to do that. That's fine. To just blatantly sit here, and it's pretty obvious why you didn't want to do jobs. First off, AEW twinks, why the hell you want to do jobs to them? Good on you. I don't blame you. And especially towards the latter portions of your career in AEW, you feel like you were on your way out and you wanted to look strong coming back to WWE because you feel like that was probably a territory you can go to. I get it. It's a tale as old as time when it comes to wrestlers. Again, you just ruin your own credibility when you do stupid shit like that. Don't lie. Just tell the truth. Give a reason. Understand. Like, you're in WWE right now, like you said. You're doing jobs pretty easily over there. Just so stupid. You just hurt your credibility when you do dumb shit like that. and what quite possibly might be the cringiest fucking article and one of the most forced propaganda pushes I think I've seen in recent memory. This whole Tegan Nox bullshit thing with her girlfriend. So Tegan Nox, who now goes by Nixon Noel, her real name I think I don't know, I've been seeing this circulating on social media. It might just be her indie name, I don't know. She's dating this girl name, or it might be her wife or something. Their names are, her name is Miranda Alize, or Alize, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Apparently they came out on an episode of AEW and they kissed, right? They're lesbians. You see it every day. It's whatever. It's 2025. Who cares? I will never understand why the LGBTQ whatever community, they constantly pretend as if, you know, we're still living in fucking 1959 or some shit. Like, oh, look, guys, we're doing something groundbreaking. Oh. Like, that shit was old even when Madonna and Britney Spears was making out, like in 2003 or 2004. That shit was already old and played out at that point. We get it. You're whores and you want to be shocking for the sake of being whores. Like, what do you want to say about that? Like, right? But this article pushed out the strongest propaganda to make it seem as if this is way bigger deal than what it actually is, right? Can I read just a certain portion of it, because I don't really give a shit about all the other shit about the action-packed action that's super packed in action, right? I'm gonna start off with this portion right here. It said, Noel and I'm gonna say Elise, but it could be Alize. Noel and Elise shared a kiss multiple times during their time on screen, and in a way that spoke to their actual relationship and differed from the historic representation of sapphic, I think, relationships on major televised pro wrestling programming. It wasn't sensationalized, exploited, explicitly depicted through the male gaze. Oh god. Part of any storyline angle or done as a stunt. Two partners showed affection as they pursued their athletic endeavors together. It was normal. Okay, if it's so normal, then why are you like showing this? I mean, I don't see, is there articles, I don't know, written from this fucking place talking about a girl and a guy kissing? Right? If it's so normalized, then why are you highlighting it? Why are you focusing on it? Right? Like, it's so stupid. They undercut their own selves when they do stupid shit like this, dude. Because maybe, who knows? Maybe, I don't know, Nixon and Miranda, they do want to carry this like it's just a, you know, a normal thing. I mean, it's normal in the sense that no one's really trivializing it or no one really cares or anything like that unless you're like uber fucking religious, which, you know, I look at it as a sin, but I look at stealing as a sin. No matter what you're stealing, it could be a piece of bread, could be a television set. A sin is a sin, right? I don't care. Like, from a religious standpoint, of course it's going to be something that goes against my beliefs, but, you know, my everyday life, I don't fucking care. Do whatever you want to do. It's your life. You're a fucking adult, right? I don't care. But I mean, when you go out of your way and you just like, hey guys, look, we're being normal. And on top of that, you're fucking liars also. Like, the amount of people that we had on television and stuff like that that did shit like that. I mean, just outright focusing on the LGBT stuff, right? I mean, well, you can go all the way back to fucking Gorgeous George in the 1940s and 1930s, for God's sakes, right? You got Adrian Street. You know, Adrian Street was doing the drag queen stuff as well, right? Adrian Adonis as well, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Goldust, obviously, was doing that kind of stuff back in the days. Focusing strictly on just the LGBT stuff. Billy and Chuck, remember them? With Rico, who's also, you know, LGBT friendly as well. Billy and Chuck was a thing with Rico. Gay wedding, all the 9 yards, right? Fucking theme song that went, you look so good to me. All that shit, right? Fucking Bit Dick Johnson. Oh, maybe that's not a good example. But you get what I mean, right? The list goes on and on. Even within your own fucking company. Nyla Rose, fucking Sonny Kiss, Anthony Bowens. Like, again, it does get to a point. Fucking even within lesbian culture or whatever you want to say, right? Like, HLA was an angle, right? On television. Hot lesbian action. And I get they want to say, oh, it wasn't sensationalized, so you're missing the point. But you're sensationalizing it by just writing this article on its own, right? Just highlighting it in its own right. It's sensationalizing it because, again, Where are the articles talking about a man and a woman kissing? Right? You want to put them on the same plateau. You want to say something is normal. Okay, men and women kissing is what is obviously considered normal, right? Biologically normal, I guess, right? Okay, you feel like, Nixon and Miranda are so normal, then you wouldn't be so hyper fixated on them to the point that you have to make an article about it. Right, you undercut your own self by doing stupid shit like that. Leave it up to the alphabet mafia, right, boys? Ooh, we gotta make things about ourselves so you understand that we're still here. We're here and we're queer. It's like the say right all the fucking time. Oh my god. But sure, whatever. Do your thing. I don't care, but I do care that you care. So stop caring. With that being said, though, how do you feel about today's topics? How do you feel about Nixon Noel and apparently Miranda Alizé? I like that name better. I might start calling her Alizé. How do you feel about them being funny one is and apparently it being highlighted that it's normal to be a funny one in, right? How do you feel about Rusev for some fucking reason lying about things that we can see with our own eyes? Kind of weird, although it shouldn't be weird because it's wrestling and they're all fucking weird by definition. Speaking of weird, how do you feel about the weirdos who are probably going to come out in the comment section and defend WWE as if I just attacked their family members by highlighting something that is just, directly in front of my face, data? Yeah, they're under 1 million. Should they continue? Probably not. They should probably continue to go a little bit higher, right? They should be like Ludwig and up in those numbers. Damn you, Pegasus. And also, how do you feel about Ridge Holland, essentially, I don't know, blaming WWE for why he's in the position that he's in right now? I mean, you're a wrestler, dude. By that logic, I don't know, any injury is going to be coming with the territory. Like you said, they did the bare minimum. So how about you do the bare minimum as a father? And go fucking get a job or do something productive. I don't know. Thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smark, and I'll be catching you guys later. Don't forget, not watching Dynamite tonight. I have better things to do with my right hand, which I'm going to do right about now. A deuces and a pea ice.